What's good? All right. Let's do cake donuts afterwards.
Baby.
It's a baby.
It's a baby. What are you drinking?
She got some of that hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Are you on?
Yep.
Oh.
What's good, everybody? How are ya? Do. Do. All right. So, as people are rolling through, how is everybody today? Hope you're having all a really great Friday. Right on. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Kelly, what's good? How are ya? Hope you're having a good Friday. Veg oil, half cup milk, 2 eggs. All right. How much veg oil?
What are you making? Les wants to know.
All right. Bella, how are you? And Les, how are you as well? Thank you guys so much for jumping in. Tonight, Dylan, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Rory, I just started. Thanks so much for joining. Okay, so what, see, 8 or S? Not right now, brother. I'm just in the middle of just starting to try to cook, so I can cover what I'm doing. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be making some home-style pho. It's not necessarily the traditional way to do it, just because, again, that usually takes about 2.5 hours, roughly, in terms of cook time. So instead, I'm going to do like a hack version of a pho that can kind of be done roughly in about an hour or so. What else? Then for dessert, I'm going to be just doing chocolate cake donuts. Something really easy, but at the same time, I remember I was looking through the cupboards and we found these, and I really want to give this a try because I haven't actually given it a shot yet. So that's what we're doing for tonight. Tatsawi, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. I appreciate you for joining the live. Lucian, how are you, sir? I hope you're having a really good day. Yes, Les, it is noodles. It's a type of Vietnamese noodle. It's like the clear vermicelli, white vermicelli noodles, with a pretty much, I'm going to be doing like a beef and pork broth, with basic seasonings. Yeah, these are I think these are basically just cake mix, from what I can tell. So I'm just going to just mix this up, have it on the side, and then once I char off the vegetables that I need for my soup. Emmerich, how are you? Welcome to the live. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and char off the vegetables that I need for the soup broth, and then I'm just going to just do all the components accordingly. So right now, also, when I char off the vegetables, right now I have the oven set at 400, but I'm actually going to bring it up to 500 for a broil, because again, I want to get a good, kind of like a good color and char on the onion and ginger. Yeah, I haven't tried these one just yet, so we're going to see what happens. Mama Kilani, yes, I am Canadian from Calgary, Alberta. How about yourself? DJ, welcome. Yeah, this should be pretty good. I remember making this pho recipe a couple of years ago. It's a recipe that's really good on the fly. You don't really need a lot of ingredients, but it's always good to have the spices on hand. Since I had them, might as well just do it. And Meowser, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna just go ahead and start the cake mix, so I can just kind of have it on the side, and then have that ready. Okay, so it's a cup of oil, which is the fat content.
Oh, you do need to save for those donuts. You need the tray for it.
Say again?
The donuts.
What about?
You can't just freeball them without the tray when you make them.
Oh, I know. Okay. I'm gonna make it with the tray. That's why I have that.
No, I know, but other people don't know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna bring that in shortly after. But. All right, so yeah, with the donuts, I'm using like a donut tray, which is kind of cool because I really wanted to experiment with this, doing like even like savory foods, which I thought would be hilarious. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, just gonna throw in 2 eggs right now into this, and then I'm just gonna follow it with just a half cup of water. Is it half cup? Yeah. Half cup water, boom, and that's pretty much the entirety of the mix. And then this just goes into the oven at like 350, middle rack, 16 to 18 minutes. Okay, so pretty standard cake recipe. Yeah, these are cute, dude. Like, I've been looking for a tray like this just because what's really cool about it is that, again, donuts, but you can also do things like form chocolate as well as a bunch of other, like, I was hoping to do it with, like, savory so I could make, like, little mini bagels or, like, little mini breads as well. I thought that would be pretty fascinating or pretty interesting in terms of it's like things to use it with, not just for like donuts, right? I like having products that kind of I can repurpose for like other things. All right, so use that and this. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna give this a quick mix without just getting it all over myself like an idiot. Okay, and then so I'm just going to get this mixed up, put it onto the side for the time being. On the back burner, if anyone's new here, on the back burner right now, what I got, you're cooking kebabs. Ooh, damn, that's going to be good. What kind of kebabs you cooking today, brother? Emmerich, yeah, dude, I think this should be a pretty good mix, but what's awesome is that again, since it is like one of those general cake mixes, from what I can tell, it uses quite a bit more fat, which means that I think the actual donut itself should be a little bit more dense when it comes out. But what's cool about it is that like per donut, I think you're only really using like maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of dough mix. So that's pretty good. That's mixed up, ready to go right there. Boom. Okay, so in the back I have the water boiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start, actually I'm going to get my vegetables kind of charred off first. All right. So for this, it's nothing too fancy because as it is with when you make generally like any type of pho recipe, what you're doing is you're just extracting flavor. And since this is going to be more of like a home style recipe. Whoa. Man, thank you so much for the heart me's. And Leisha, thanks so much for the roses. Oh my gosh. And the heart me. I appreciate it. Pho, you're on your way. Absolutely. Doors open. Mini cheesecake donuts. See, now that's what I'm talking about. That you know. Hey, you know what though? I will always be making other donaires because I still want to make like a shawarma again, just because I think I can do a different type of take on it. But what I think you guys shouldn't miss out on is the reason. Okay, in the back here, I have roughly a little over 3 liters of liquid going or water going right now. And the reason that I have that going is that at the end of all this, I hopefully will have roughly about a liter, maybe even a liter and a half worth of pho broth. And the reason I need that is because I saw this kick-ass thing that's going on in Vegas where it's a beef dip, or like, yeah, it's like a beef dip, but it's a pho beef dip. And what that means is you have all the components of like what's in a pho soup inside of a French roll, and then you dip that into what do you call it? Oh my gosh, thanks so much for the TikToks. Right on, dude. Thank you so much, Sage and Scarlett. I appreciate it. Yeah, then you take that sandwich and you dip it like a French dip into the faux broth, and it looks fire. So I really wanted to have some leftover stock just so I can give that a try. Okay, so right now I just sliced off a little bit of the white onion. Okay, and I'm going to take a good nub of of ginger. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to cut this ginger into threes lengthwise. Right? Nothing crazy. I'm not even going to peel it. And the reason for this is that so it's easier for this to, I can just take it out. But as well as you get a lot of more surface area for it to char in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead, take this guy, throw it on the top rack, and I have my oven right now sitting at 500 on the broiler setting. Yeah, DJ, I think it would actually be an insane idea. Because when I saw it, I'm like, I instantly in my head, I'm like, I got to make that. So while that's charring, I'm going to go ahead and get my spices in. In here, I have just 2 cinnamon sticks. There's about a teaspoon's worth of fennel seed. Same thing for about the same amount for coriander seed as well. So those are going to go on in. Okay, so those are going to act as our more of our aromatics and our savory notes. Okay, so to that, I'm also going to just use regular beef broth powder. Just because, again, with everything being like the cost that it is, so I always try to find a more economical way to get stocks. And traditionally, you're going to use... okay, so I'm going to be putting in... it's about a teaspoon's worth, maybe a teaspoon and a half of mushroom powder. Mushroom soup stock powder, sorry. And then it's going to be 2 tablespoons of beef. Bam, just like that. Okay? Hey, it's on there. All right. Boom. All right, so then that's just going to go, it's going to simmer, and I'm going to keep that on a low for about 4.5 on the stove. All right. So right now I'm just waiting on my vegetables to just finish charring, and I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. So the recipe also calls for star anise as well as whole clove. Since I don't have either one of those, one thing that I do have that does have cloves and the star anise is Chinese 5-spice powder, right? So about a tablespoon's worth of that. You don't want to go too crazy on it because it is quite powerful, but it will give you all of that extra... I can't really describe it. It's like extreme savory and aromatic notes for the broth. But once you introduce the ginger and once you introduce the onion charred, it'll give it this wicked balance. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a stir. And again, since it's a really untraditional, broth, it's not going to be a clarified broth. But it should still have the flavor profiling of a pho broth as well. Okay, and at the end as well, we're going to season it. You know, fish stock, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar to kind of give it that little bit of extra balance. All right, so that's charring. So what I'm going to do next is what I really want to do is I need to get water boiling so I can get my noodles pre-blanched and ready to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit with some straight cold water. All right. Bam. I'm just gonna get that to a rapid boil right away. Okay. Man, there's a few people in here. If you guys get a chance, if you can, go ahead, spam that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could do that. Again, it helps me in the algorithm, helps me get in front of like-minded people like yourselves who want to talk about food, food recipes, chef culture, restaurant culture, all that good stuff, okay? And as well, if you guys have any questions to do with food or recipes or anything like that, food suggestions, you want to talk about something crazy that you saw on here on TikTok, on Instagram, leave those comments in the comment section below because I'd be more than happy to talk about it or answer any questions, okay? And Karen, how are you? I'm doing really good today. Today was an amazing, really busy day overall, but I'm having an awesome Friday. How about yourself? Tajuku, I am Filipino. Yes. Harold Johnson, how are ya? It's rainy. Wow, that's awesome. I hope it's not too cold though. And Mama Sita, how are you? Welcome to the live. I appreciate you guys for being here. Okay. So I have my veggies are starting to get charred. And again, I put them in dry, raw, nothing too creepy. Caitlin, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you again as always. I apologize. I didn't get to a live yesterday, guys. But things got hectic. But at the same time, me too. Do you ever cook Filipino foods in your life? Yes, I do. Not necessarily all the time because, again, I do try to cook a mixture of Asian foods, like Asian foods from whatever I'm inspired by from the day. As well as since I am French trained or French classically trained, I do cook a lot of like European or Western style foods with that kind of technique in mind. Rory, nah, man. I'm just trying to just get started overall. Caitlin, thanks so much for the roses. Nice stash. Yeah, it's dirty, right? And One Wild Auntie, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, so right now, Rory, if you're outside, you missed. I basically just am starting my water right now for my noodles, so I can get those pre-blanched and ready to go. And then in the back here, I have my 3 liters of water on the simmer, and I have all my spices. So it's the fennel, coriander seed, a couple sticks of whole cinnamon, and and Chinese 5-spice because I didn't have any star anise, as well as whole cloves. Lynn. Trizzy, I am technically still in the food industry. I've been in the food industry for the last 25 years, but I've been out of kitchen since September, just taking a break, just to see sunglasses, Sage and Scarlet. Thank you so much. Damn, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been out of the game for like maybe the last 5-6 months now, just to kind of figure out what I want to do with my food, because again, I really enjoy cooking food. It's something that has been part of my life for the last 25 years, you know. But at the same time, I'm falling out of love for cooking for other people in a large restaurant setting, just because I've already done that. I really want to do something a little bit different. Cat tax. Was there a kitty? Oh, nice. McDevin, hey, right on. Then you might like this recipe as well, because this isn't a traditional pho recipe. This is my version of a hack, like a 30 to an hour recipe that really can be done really quickly on the fly, and it just gets results. See if it's vegan. I really would, Lynn, I would really appreciate it if you did. Just because, again, it's not traditional, but this is like my take of something that can be done at home, super accessible. Rory, I've considered opening a food truck, like I think I've discussed a couple times. The only problem with food trucking in this city is that it's really inconsistent. Some days some weeks you can have a really great spot. Other weeks, the city will move you to another spot. Yeah, Instapot. Yeah, right on. Because again, I actually just kind of refined this recipe from, what do you call it? Just from, just trying to have something that you can get done. Because me and Shannon went through a pho phase for several years where like we just had to make our own. We had to do everything from scratch. And this is kind of like the gangster, like dank version of how to do it really quickly. But Rory, in terms of a food truck, that's not off the table. I just need to see it be. It has to be profitable, right? It has to be worthwhile. But that's again, if I can get in with the film industry as a caterer or as a craft service person, having a food truck actually might make sense, because then I can apply all the on-site hours to getting on with the union, which would make more sense. Okay, so that's on. Let's check our vegetables. Starting to get a little bit of a char, so I'm just going to wait a few more minutes on that. Faux real. God. Lynn, come on, man. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I didn't either. One Wild Auntie, I've been doing catering as well with my business, Cater YYC. just because I really wanted to do like offsite, in-house kind of catering. Just because whoa, now look at that stash. That's crazy. Alicia, thanks so much for the hat and mustache. Doing takeout service. Yeah, see, and that makes more sense because I do believe as we go on in the future, with how prices are, rent is, all that stuff, we're going to slowly see restaurants kind of start to dwindle and go into a more, what I want to see is more street foods. I want to see more stalls, more takeaway, stuff like that. Really quick fire stuff that you can eat on the street, you can eat at home, all that good stuff. Because I think that's the next model that will come up. Because having a restaurant is just a little bit too expensive, but being able to just kind of pick it up takes like 5 minutes, something fresh. Lino come R Scott, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the live. Yeah, so those are models that I think we will see more in the future, just because it's just more sustainable, I think. Yeah. Oh man. To be honest, what makes it home style is the fact that it is not necessarily what you would see at a restaurant, where it's a clarified stock, where it's what do you call it? It's a little bit it's not. It's sorry. The broth itself is going to be a little bit more cloudy. So in my opinion, from what I've had from like my other friends or their families, it's just anything quick fire. They have more of a cloudier stock than something that is more refined, as like more like a consomme in terms of stock. So that's what makes it a little bit more home style as well. I'm not going to be putting like this, like the beef bones or anything like that into the stock, because I already used like powdered stocks to kind of bring up.
Lamborghini wants to know, what is pho or pho?
What is pho? Oh, sorry. First of all, YY Street Vendors, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you for being here. And Ish Disturbed, thanks so much for the follow as well. Welcome. Lambo, so what a pho is basically, essentially, it's just like a noodle soup. It's a beef-based noodle soup using the white, medium to thin vermicelli noodles. There's slices of beef in it, some nice Thai basil, bean sprouts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a super clean, really hearty, really nice, warming kind of soup. And it's definitely comes from a gorgeous like history of like street Vietnamese culture. Yeah, it should be pretty awesome.
Wants to know, how long do you cook this stuff?
So, I got a question. Makai, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome to the live. Maple dip donuts. Actually, for the donuts tonight, I was actually going to use up a bunch of the Lindt chocolates that I had left over. I'm going to just make a simple ganache and then top it with...
Simple ganache.
Yeah, and then top it with a little bit of sprinkles that I had left over. Isn't it just like ramen? Not necessarily, because ramen is actually based on like a pork broth. But yes, it is essentially, like all soups are essentially the same. But what really differentiates the pho broth is its lineage from French culture, right? Like it comes from a consommé mentality, the French way of making soups, which is a very clarified, very bold yet very high flavor soup that is extremely clear. Whereas like the ramen, they all FW Carson, thanks so much for the follow. They all kind of ramen broths are more cloudy, but they have more things put into it. So mushrooms, the whole pork loin or the whole pork belly that's been rolled up to make char siu and left to braise. Yeah, and you can also make it with chicken. Absolutely. I love chicken and beef if it's put together. It's awesome. TGC, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, it's interesting how the French colonialism during like a certain period really influenced a lot of like, that's the reason that in their banh mi as well, they have things like pâté. Pâté was also influenced by the French, which again, incredible profiling, and they just took it, went with it, and then it just evolved over time, which I think is just fantastic. Don and Bella, hi, how are you? Welcome. It's good to see you again.
Wants to know how you're making the dessert.
And then how am I making the dessert? So simply, we just found, I was looking through the cupboard, so we had like this donut, dough type of cake donut. recipe. So I just mix that up. I'm going to put them into these. Give these a quick spray, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot them into these. Give them a quick bake. Let them cool off. Then I'm just going to make a really simple, I'm just going to use up all the Lindt chocolate that I got on deck and just make a ganache, right? I'm going to top that with a little bit of sprinkles. Gorgeous. Nice, easy, simple, but at the same time, you know what I mean? It's this recipe is dope because with this thing, it'll make roughly about 18 cakes, 18 donuts. Yeah, and I'm excited to see kind of how this pan works. Because again, the reason I love this pan is because if I can use it for something else other than just donuts or like cake donuts, that would be ideal. If you don't have, yeah, like we always have ganache at the house. That's for damn sure. All right, so the noodles that I'm going to be using today is, I don't know necessarily if these are like traditionally what you would use, but this is a product of Thailand. But like what I'm using is like more of like the small to medium rice sticks, or vermicelli, which I really like because again, you can go thicker if you want to. Again, I'm not doing it. I don't usually do anything like traditionally, but at the same time, if you can get these are about $1.58 a pack. So I just couldn't say no to them. Apache Dan, what's good, man? Good to see you. I didn't see you walk in. How are you? Okay, so I got that water starting to come up to a boil. I'm just going to go ahead and throw in half a deck of noodles. Because again, I want extra noodles just kind of left over because I do plan on trying to make a pho/banh mi French dip. And I think that's going to be hilarious because I saw it and I'm like, I got to have that. Oh, Sage and Scarlett, thanks so much for the happy Friday. I appreciate you so much for that. Sapporo, right on, man. Then you're in the right place, dude. Thank you so much. And welcome again to the live. I appreciate you for being here. Apache Dan, thanks, man. That's good. I hope you're having a really great Friday. Emmerich, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is he either laughing or is he actually passed? And if that's the case, I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to let these noodles go ahead and simmer out. What I'm looking for here is I do want to get a little bit past a part blanche. What that means is I'm going to get them soft, but still al dente, so that when they do get hit with the remainder of the hot stock, it will then fully cook the, fully cook the noodles, and then it will be in a position where it will be nice and fully cooked when it hits the table. All right, so that's looking good. Overall flavor now. Yep. Good. So I'm now going to pull the...
Do you use garlic?
Do I use garlic? Yes.
In the pho.
Sorry, in this recipe, no. I do use garlic often, but in this recipe, I'm just going to slam it down with... I'm going to pull my oven back down to bake, and I'm going to put it to 350. In this recipe, all I'm really doing is mostly focusing on like the characteristics of the ginger and the onions. All right, so that's on the boil right now. I'm gonna go and this will probably come out in the next few minutes. So these will break up real nice. Gorgeous. Okay, so this pan right here. So again, I put this on the back burner. Now that's just going to literally steep for the next 30 minutes. I should wear a garlic necklace. As a running joke. That's hilarious. All right, so this is going to come off in a second.
I don't know. I'm gonna shut this door because it's cold in here.
Oh, it's chilly now?
Yep.
Oh. All right, so you can see that now this thing has a good amount of elasticity, right? What you're waiting on is that it just breaks just a little bit easier. It still has quite a bit of that kind of chew to it. So I'm just gonna wait a second. You just put the onions, ginger in for flavor, not to eat. Yes, because remember I just had them in the oven to sear and to get some good char flavor, which is what the oven did. And what I'm really looking for is to extract a lot of extra flavor from that, and then I'm just probably going to add a little bit of extra water to kind of bring it up as it reduces, because I don't want it to over reduce and then take on too much of the flavor. Yeah, and Emmerich, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you're doing really well, and as well as your family. Okay, so now this can come off. Okay. So now I'm just gonna let that drain, do its thing, and then with these kinds of noodles, what I really enjoy doing, or what I prefer doing, is you run it directly under cold water to kind of make sure that it stops the cooking process. All right, so then for this, what we're going to do here is I'm also going to start preparing the beef. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give the beef a quick sear, as well as I'm going to be cooking up a little bit of pork tenderloin that I found, and we're going to use that as well as the proteins, because I do want to have some extra pork to go with the soup itself. Okay, actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch out that soup stock just a touch. Okay, just about a cup's worth of water, just extra, just because as that's simmering, it'll start reducing as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and give this a quick sear, and I'm just going to transfer it to a pan and get that in the oven so I can get it to roughly about a rare, like hard seared but rare. Okay, and then of course, in this case, I'm not going to go too crazy with seasoning the meat, just because I do want it to be mostly just the char flavor, like a seared flavor in it. Kelly, do you have any like Vietnamese places where you are? Because I would highly recommend, if you do, definitely check them out. Adobo spice. To be honest with you, it's probably really good. If it's the Mexican adobo spice, then yeah, when meat hits the pan, it's fire. Adobo spice is really cool because then you can actually mix it with things like pork, beef, chicken as well. And it's actually a really great addition. What do you call it? It's a really great addition to pretty much any meat, because it adds this wicked overall both fragrance and flavor. Okay. And bye, Pale King. All right, so I'm just gonna give this a quick sear, and that will get put directly into the oven. Kelly, definitely, man. Yeah, if you're in the city, I highly recommend it because, again, anywhere you go, pretty much anywhere in the world, there's always going to be a Chinatown that has different types of flavors. Things from like anywhere from like, if you're lucky enough, you can find places from Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia. Definitely you'll find Thai. Definitely you'll find Chinese. All that good stuff. And I recommend all of it. Yeah, but you have to understand, Rory, I guarantee he came in and he's like, why is your heat so high? Because he's probably scared of cooking. Emmerich, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, and Apache, this is actually starting to get really, like the broth, you can really smell like how much is taking on that really great fragrance. Okay, so with this, I'm trying to get like a really good hard sear on all the sides that I can before I pop it into the oven. Christine, Patricia, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome. What's my favorite place in Calgary? Again, I'm going to have to promote my homie's place. I'm going to say Nan's Noodle House, 100%. But there's also another spot downtown. I think it's like a hidden pho spot that's like in the alleyway in Chinatown. You have to go through the alleyway, back entrance, and it's like to a 10-seater omakase type noodle spot. And C, thanks so much for the follow as well. I appreciate you. Moto. For satay pho? Oh, that sounds fire. And Dawn and Bella, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What a great compliment. I really, really appreciate that. Emmerich, thank you so much. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go ahead and give this a flip. Right? And we're getting a nice good sear. You can see that on the steak. Because again, with the steak, you don't want to cook it all the way to like medium or well done, just because you do want to be able to pull it out when it's at its kind of at its rarest. But it does have a really good hard sear. Those searing lines and those flavor profiles from the browning will add extra flavor to the broth itself, but I do want to be able to slice it as thin as humanly possible, put it into the bowl with the noodles, and then pour hot broth over that so it does kind of finish cooking the beef in the bowl, but still gives you a great mouthfeel, a lot of chew, a lot of that gorgeous texture. All right, so this will be just finishing searing, and then we're going to go ahead and start on the donuts. I'm going to just start with a dozen right now, and just going to give it a quick spray just in case. All right. Yeah, it's true. Lynn knows the spots for sure. Okay, so for this, I highly recommend, again, whenever dealing with like things like dough or things like of that nature, so things that are like really wet doughs, I highly recommend just use a ice cream scoop. Right, so with the ice cream scoop, I'm going to go roughly, yeah, that's about 2/3 of the way. So I'm going to go roughly about 2 to 2.5 scoops heaping per donut. I think this will pretty much give me the size that I'm looking for. No. Okay, and then once this is all done, this will be put into the oven roughly about 16 minutes to start, and we'll check it afterwards. Okay, go ahead and pull the beef because I'm getting that nice color. Throw that into the container. Oh yeah. Today you learned chocolate labs do not lay chocolate eggs. Hell yeah. but the Cadbury bunny does. Okay, give these a quick scoop out. Again, I'm just gonna go again with like 12 just because this thing can do up to 18. My assumption is that I won't probably get a full 18 out of it. Oh, also price check today. If anybody's in Calgary, go to the grocery store, check out, if you do eat pork, check out the price of pork. It is sensationally low. So if you wanted anything like pork products, like ribs, I got this thing of 3-pack of pork tenderloins for $13. To me, that's an insane deal. Looking forward to seeing how you get the donuts out of the pan. Yeah, I'm curious too. Okay, so I got these guys just sitting. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them into the middle rack. Set my timer for 16 minutes, and we'll have a gander in 16. All right, nice and easy. Nice, get that good color. Okay. Kill that heat. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these in top rack and let that sit and cook. Okay. Who's gonna eat 12 donuts? Shanatan will. All right, so then I'm just gonna pull that off the heat, and then all I'm gonna do now is I just want to start a quick, easy ganache. Okay, good way to use up the rest of your cream. Okay, just like that. All right. Bam, that goes to the side. Okay, and then just for a little touch of stability, just a small splash of double creamer. All right, so then into a 1 liter container, we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna use up the rest of these because that will be decadent. When is Shannon gonna bake us something? I don't know. She got a little bit of that shyness, but she's cute. Yeah. Give the people what they want.
Lynn, get out of here.
It's true. Yeah. Maybe come like later in the spring, maybe we'll do maybe we might do like her famous snickerdoodle recipe.
She's offended.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, and to this, since that's less than a cup, I'm gonna actually hit it with a bit of these chocolate chips that I got. So I'm just gonna boom. So that's roughly about a cup's worth. Yeah, what's a little bit more? Yeah, just a little bit of them. Because I'm trying to make some chocolate sauce for those donuts. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to see the snickerdoodle recipe, it is fire. It's such a good recipe. Right on, dudes. Okay, so I'm just waiting on the cream. The stock in the back is actually starting to go. Okay. I got roughly about 12 minutes, 30 seconds on that. Yeah, we're sitting pretty right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start just plating up a bowl to get ready for the final execution, okay? So in a large Chinese bowl, again, these are awesome because if you go to like any Chinese, I guess, kitchen or restaurant supply store, you can find these. They're like $1 a piece, which is awesome. And it's the same kind of bowls that you'll always see in pretty much every like Vietnamese restaurant. You know what I'm saying? That's not glass or not porcelain or anything like that. Yeah. How many people we got in here? We got quite a few people in here. If you guys can go ahead and just spam the like button for me. And if you can as well, hit share. That'll be awesome. Out to eat in Chinatown with a friend, but had to stop by. Hey, right on, dude. Welcome. It's good to see you, well boy. Absolutely. I'll have it reposted on my YouTube channel as well. I'll make sure to send you the link. But if you are going to Chinatown, have a great time. I know anything that you order is going to be so fire. Yep, and he is definitely on theme tonight. Hell yeah. Right on, dudes. All right, so this is coming up to a nice small simmer. I don't want to push it too far to where it starts to scald, so I just wanted to make sure that I am getting a nice steam on it, and then I'm just going to kill the heat, throw it onto the chocolate, and then just get that to melt in a couple minutes. Kenny, yay, you're welcome, dude. Thanks for being here, and I appreciate you again for joining the live. If there's any questions about food-related recipes, anything like that, go ahead, leave your questions in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to try to answer them, guys. Yeah, and then again, while you're doing that, if you can, just smash the shit out of the like button for me. Again, that helps me in the algorithm, helps me find like-minded people like yourselves, people that want to talk about food culture, all that good stuff, okay? Awesome. All right, yeah, so now I'm getting a nice, good steam without it boiling. I'm just going to go ahead and pitch that into the chocolate. So that's roughly a little bit, I'd say just a touch over a cup. So it's going to give me a nice liquidy or more loose chocolate sauce, which is what I'm looking for because I do want to be able to drizzle the sauce on top of the donuts and not have it be too difficult, too stringy. Orchid in the Sand, I am tonight making a home style pho, as well as I do have some chocolate cake donuts in the oven right now. Kenny, by all means, man, anybody can cook. If you want to do a live like this, by all means. If you have less than 1,000 followers, give me a shout in the DMs. I can get you helped out and live without hitting the 1,000, okay? The reason I can do this with under 1,000 is because I joined an agency to bring this kind of stuff to people like yourselves, you know what I'm saying? And try to inspire other people to cook and do it well at home. And Halen24, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you for being here. Fuck you, I eat, yeah. Cheryl E. Lawrence, thanks so much for the follow as well. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome to the live. Kenny, thanks so much. I appreciate it, dude. Right on. Yeah, but again, if you're interested in doing any of these lives, by all means, hit me in the DMs. I can get you set up. No problem, okay? And as well, if you want to collab on a live as well, if it's ever your first time doing it, you're not comfortable, just let me know. We'll jump on a live. We'll cook some food together. Okay. So, I have to find... Here it is. Just gonna get a ladle out. Ladle. Shannon, what time is it?
5:46.
Okay, sweet. What time's your thing?
I have things.
Isn't it Tuesday? No, it's Friday. Never mind.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, thank goodness. Sorry, for a second there, I thought I was going to get the nerds yelling at me through text message.
Well, they are doing book gaming tonight, but I never said yes.
Ah, they're doing book gaming. That makes sense. All right, so...
Cheryl says they also love to cook, and Kenny loves to cook. Everybody loves to cook.
Oh, man, that's awesome, guys. Right on. But if you guys do love to cook, what kind of food do you love cooking? Like, what's your style? What do you love cooking usually? What's, like, your day-to-day stuff? I want to hear about it. You're going to make bruschetta for the first time? Awesome. Hell yeah. Sapporo, what kind of soup do you make, brother? Rory, you do stir fries? That's awesome. I love me a good stir fry. Hungarian food, right on. So like, do you do mostly like what's another like Hungarian food other than like goulash and like cabbage rolls?
Or goulash is in Hungarian.
Isn't it?
No.
Damn, then I am dumb.
What do you want, Dad?
Oh, thanks, honey.
You are good.
Leisha, what do you got? You got tonight is shrimp Alfredo over gnocchi. Oh my lord, yes. Yeah, dude. Gnocchi is one of like I remember when I was at a French spot, we used to do potato gnocchis. I believe it was like fresh made veg stock, really thin sliced asparagus, a little bit of like the what do you call it? The lardon, like the bacon lardons, and a little bit of like confit duck sautéed, boom, with a lot of butter. Just amazing. You'll trade for some pho? I will definitely. I love gnocchi. I will definitely trade. Oh, your assistant. My bad. Sorry, Sapporo. So you got curried soups, Thai, borscht, hot and sour. Oh, that sounds so good. Ooh, yeah, because I love a good curry soup as well. Things like a mulligatawny is one of my favorite types of like soups or stews. Just because, again, on a really hot or a really cold day, amazing. And it's your girl Roxy. What's good? How are ya? Welcome to the live. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and now bring up the stock. Just gonna give that a quick look. That looks good. And I think at this point it's been steeping for roughly about 30 minutes. Gonna give that a quick taste. Yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna go move on to seasoning. Okay, so with seasoning, it's really, really simple. I'm just gonna put in, for every liter of soup that you got in there, it's roughly about a half tablespoon of sugar. Right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put in 1.5 hits of sugar. Sorry, Lynn, if this is incorrect. I apologize. I could just see you, just like your whole back cringing. And then for every liter of, of stock, it's going to be essentially about a tablespoon of fish sauce. So I'm just going to open this brand new bottle of fish sauce that I got. Mulligatawny, yeah, but your version. Again, any type of curry soup, I love mulligatawny. Because again, I've worked at several places and everyone's kind of recipe is generally different, which I appreciate because as long as you have your spin on it and it's massively flavorful, you can't lose. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, hit with about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. Right? Again, fish sauce is awesome because it's really good for a level of salt, but it's also a really great umami builder that really builds on the like more savory flavors of the meat as well as the vegetables and the seasonings. Okay.
Did you see Karen's allergic to fish? What can I substitute?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Yes. If you're allergic to fish, definitely go with chicken. As well as if you're talking about the fish sauce, what you could do is just omit it. If anything, you can probably get away with like just for like 3 liters of liquid, you probably can get away with like a tablespoon of like I'm gonna say maybe what's a good fermented, like maybe even like apple cider vinegar, to be honest with you, just for like that little bit of like sour saltiness. Ran out of sardine paste for your Caesar salad, use fish sauce. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did put mushroom powder stock in it as well, specifically because I really wanted to get a little bit of extra bulk into the overall flavor. What is pho? It's basically just a chicken or beef broth that's been clarified with some really nice vermicelli noodles. And then it's just served with some nice meats, like so basically just a brisket or Yeah, mostly I think it's mostly brisket or like beef balls that have been braised. Hi, Maureen. How are you? Old time comfort foods. That's awesome. What kind of comfort foods? I used to work at a like a retirement home or a senior living home, and again, like a lot of the recipes I was making for like 5 years or so straight was like all classic types of foods. Okay, so that's in, and then you do have to hit it with just a small hit of salt. It doesn't need much, but what I found is that again, looking through my kitchen cupboards, what I did find was a little bit of black truffle salt. So I'm just going to use that to kind of help offset that nice mushroom stock, and it'll give you that little bit of like mushroomy beefiness that I really want in the soup. Oh yeah, the pho is amazing when you're hungover. Oh my lord. Hi Riley, how are you? I hope you're having a really great Friday. Right on, dudes. Okay, so I just seasoned the broth, and let's have a quick taste, make sure everything's balanced. Okay, and in this case, I'm not going to go ahead and strain out the soup. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah, bam. Okay, so, because what I'm going to do is when I put the soup in, I'm actually going to use a 1 liter container with a small strainer. I'm just going to go ahead and scoop in what I need, hot and ready into the container, and then pour that after it's been strained into the soup. So it's super clean. So all the seeds and all the extra, like really hard, large spices are kind of strained out. So it's really good overall dining experience, if you will. So I got 20 seconds left on the donuts. We'll give those a check. They look pretty good, as is. So I'm just going to go ahead and wake up my vermicelli noodles. Just hit it again with a little bit of the cold water. Nothing too crazy. There we go. These guys can come out. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the clock off. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Do they look like donuts?
Yeah, actually, like they more or less. I'm sure they're gonna look more like donuts once I give them a flip out. But this will be the bottoms. So I just gotta let these cool down before I take them out, because at this point they're cake donuts, so they'll be too fragile to mess with. But that looks good because of greasing up the pan prior. Looks like I'm not getting any sticking, so hopefully this worked. Hopefully. All right, and then while that's on the go, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead, since my chocolates had a chance to kind of sit, I'm just going to go ahead and give that now a stir, right, and dissolve all the extra chocolate that's in there. Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is still pretty warm. So this isn't the full, the fullest that it will be. You actually have to let ganache cool down, so it's a little bit, it just thickens up on its own because of all that coconut fat that's in the chocolate. Or cocoa fat, sorry, that's in the chocolate. Okay, just give that a nice stir. Right? Still has a nice glaziness to it. Good color, good shine. Okay, and again, if it is a little bit too on the thinner side, my recommendation is always to just then... Mel, thanks so much for the follow. My suggestion is always to just add in a little bit more chocolate into the mix, and just while it's warm, let it sit for a couple seconds and then re-stir it in. If it doesn't integrate immediately, put it in the microwave 10-15 seconds just to re-warm the liquid. Let it sit again, and then just work it into the cream. But I also recommend do use cream, not milk. The reason being is because, again, all that fat will then kind of become more solid and more thick as it sits and cools down. Actually, I'm just going to leave this next to the cold window. with that breeze, so this can cool down faster. Bam. All right, cool. So okay, so I have a little bit of the nice noodles just on the bottom of the bowl, like that. Tub of Nutella. Yeah. Karen, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so what I got here is that the beef. Now everything's just kind of been resting. Just gonna let that give that a quick flip. I'm gonna cut the pork tenderloin. So now the pork tenderloin won't be at this point all the way cooked, right? But what I do want it is to be sitting closer to about a medium rare, if not a rare. So that's that right there, right? Still pink. So, and the reason being is because, again, this is pork that I'm going to now slice really, really thinly. And then I'm going to rebraise in the soup stock. Right? And that's what's going to kind of push it all the way through, but will help tenderize the meat in the broth. So I'm going to go with roughly, let's go about that much.
Oh, you're coloring them very nice.
All right, so like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead, just spread them out in the strainer. Right? Give them a quick strain. Right? And this is going to help me get that really nice finish on the pork. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it only needs a few seconds to kind of get that finish.
I can take them down if they're bugging people.
Oh, is it chiming now? I
Yeah.
didn't even notice. It's just so relaxing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the pork.
That's just because the window's open and it's breezy.
Ah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just put all the pork kind of to the side, like that. All right, then I'm going to go with the beef. Okay, so since it's a big piece of beef, I'm just going to cut it lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut it against the grain into nice little squares. Okay, and I'm also cutting at an angle. So what this does is that it helps not only break down the fiber, it gets you some nice, really nice length, so that when you plate the beef itself, you can just lay it down as is. Okay. Just like that. So you have this nice, more like a rare to medium rare beef right here. You hear bells, yeah. Yeah, dude. These are essentially, they're called vermicelli noodles. But these ones, the ones I got, are particularly called Thai rice stick noodles. But again, you can find them in the Asian aisle, and they're just going to be called vermicelli. They have different thicknesses. Okay, so you can have ones that are about this thin. You can get these really thick guys as well, right? It really depends on what kind of noodle soup you want to make or what kind of noodle stir fry you want to make. Anything kind of goes, as long as you make sure that you give it a pre-blanch and have it fully cooked. Yeah, but I definitely, if you haven't tried them or ever used them, get used to using them because they're super cheap. They're a great alternative. If you don't want to have rice, you want to have noodles, those things are amazing. And as well as you can have them hot or cold. I really love them for things like a peanut Thai noodle salad, things like with chicken or charred pork, anything like that. What's a good Filipino soup, to be honest with you? Can sinigang be like a... Is it sinigang a noodles thing, or is it... Oh, to be honest with you, I don't actually know of like any... Oh, you know what's a really good one? Is the rice... Damn, I don't know what it's called right now. But there's like that wicked rice porridge that we have with burnt garlic on top. And then it's with like chicken, just plain rice, chicken stock. And then you're going to finish it with a little bit of calamansi on top as well. So it's sweet, it's sour, it's very savory, really nourishing on a really rainy day. Sapporo, if you can hit me in the DMs to remind me, I will send you a recipe that I have, because I have made it. I just don't actually remember what it's called right at this moment. But I do know it's amazing, because every Filipino restaurant that ever... What about chicken soup? To be honest with you, like any chicken soup is like pretty standard. So like a chicken, like, are you talking about chicken soup from the Philippines, or are you talking about chicken soup in general?
I yeeted myself.
What is calamansi? Calamansi is basically the Filipino version of a lime, but the best part about it, it's like very lime with like a hint of lemon, right? It's like, it's a teeny tiny little guy, little ball of like lime. It's a little green thing that comes off a small little bush. But when you cut it open, it's like, it has like the lime green yellow color, but it has a little bit more onto the orange side. So it's very citrusy. It's like if you took 3 citruses and just put them all into a little package, and it's amazing. I highly recommend, if you ever find, in general, if you ever find a calamansi juice, highly recommend try to make a calamansi lemonade. It's fire, especially on a really hot day. It's like a lime orange. Yeah, there you go. That's a better description, 100%. And as well, it's not as sour as a lime or a lemon. It just has like a great citrus lime thing to it. It's amazing. So in general, a chicken soup recipe, in my opinion, is man, to be honest with you, I really love a classic. I love just like straight up, if you can do roasted chicken bones with chicken bone broth, and then you add like like macaroni or fusilli, any of those things, like almost like an Italian wedding, but with a much thinner broth in it, as well as like roasted chicken pieces. I think that's also fire, because again, I love, we were talking earlier, a really great chicken soup recipe is a mulligatawny, in my opinion, because again, it's curry, it's vegetables, it's roasted chicken, it's all that good stuff. And on a really like rainy day, it hits the spot. Yeah, yuzu vibes. Yes. Yeah, pretty much it's like, it's very similar to a yuzu. 100%. Do you put basil in? Yes, absolutely. So right now I'm just dressing up the pho as it is. Okay. So I got this guy going right here. I'm going to go ahead with where's all my pieces? Boom, boom, boom. All right, we'll start with this. Okay, so essentially with a pho, you have your meats, usually like 1 or 2 types. One of them will always kind of be a beef, right? Then you're gonna follow it with a good hit of bean sprouts, like that. Okay, and you always want to have, just like in Filipino cuisine or in Thai cuisine, you got to have lime. You got to. It's a no-brainer. So we'll leave that on the side. Okay, so I got my stock right now. It's coming up to a nice simmer. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the stock, put the strainer over top, strain in about 3 or 4 ladlefuls, because you do want a good hit of the pho broth in the bowl, because like a main component of it is at the end, you're really just kind of drinking the soup. Okay. Okay. The whole way through, yeah. Right, boom. So again, it's not necessarily the clearest stock, but you get a really great overall fragrance and flavor from it, which is awesome. Yeah, but I mean, keeping in mind, Lynn, when it comes to limes, because we get our limes from Mexico, essentially, and the cartel owns the limes. Like, that's just a fact, right? Because, I mean, a lime this big, right, still costs $1. Like, remember when these used to cost 35 cents a piece? Like, it's insane. Okay, so what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to throw on the broth down the middle, right? And since it's already piping hot, as it sits, it's going to continue cooking out the rest of the meat in a way that just kind of warms it and softens the meat, so it's really, really tender. And then,
I want to know if you want to teach your daughter how to cook.
I will, actually, yeah. When she gets a little bit older and a little bit more confident in what she's doing, by all means, if she wants to learn how to cook, I can't say note to that because I need her to know how to cook. It's just a fact, right? Because again, I used to work at a retirement home, and a lot of the kids, high school kids, they just didn't take foods class. They didn't care to cook, right? And that kind of breaks my heart. So I'm like, how are you going to survive? And like, you can't just be Uber eating everything, you know what I'm saying? Or skip the dishing. Okay, so then we got this, boom, completed pho, right? And then you're gonna hit it with
Basil.
yep, with Thai basil. Okay, then you're gonna hit it with a little bit of that lime just on the side, so that when you take it, you squeeze it, get that overall juice in, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, Rory, I definitely agree with you because again, I learned how to cook, or I started really cooking when I was about 7, and it's just a skill that has really paid off. Because again, when you're super broke and you need to make it work, if you know how to cook, you can make anything work. Right on, yeah. So I'm just gonna go with this. Again, in our house, we use we got the soup and spoon with the chopsticks. Boom, like that. Oh, and I forgot. I'm gonna garnish it just with a little. Of course, because with our soups, we like them just a touch on the spicier side. I'm just going to go ahead and hit it with just a small bit of the sriracha sauce. Okay. A little bit of sriracha. You got to have hoisin. In. Okay. And... oh, man, I loved home ec. Absolutely. That was one of my favorite classes. Not only the cooking, but like the sewing part, just life skills. Okay? And then just a little bit of crushed peanuts on top. Done. All right? So that is basically a 1-hour pho recipe. Boom, right there.
Lynn approves.
Hey, right on. Hey, the Vietnamese. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude. So I'll be right back. My wife's been waiting, so I'm just going to make sure she gets her a nice bowl of this. Okay. All right. Next up, I'm going to dress up a little bit of this, of these donuts. Yeah, I'm going to do the rest later, but for the time being, I just want to dress up a few of them on the live. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Alicia says, thanks for ruining my dinner.
Hey, I'm still sure your gnocchi is amazing. Come on, you know what I mean? Right, so we got these wicked, like they turned out really well. The overall curvature of the baking pan really did a good job. It is pretty non-stick. You just have to be really, really careful with them considering they are cake donuts, right? So we're gonna go with these. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out a few of them. Probably gonna do just enough to cover the plate. Fuck it. Why not? Come on, there you go.
Oh no, I yeeted myself again. I need to stop doing that.
Okay. They are still warm, so some of them are definitely more fragile. Oh yeah. That's my fear, is breaking these motherfuckers. Okay, give that a... Again, also when you're dealing with like a pan, if it's well greased, you should be able to just kind of give it a gentle twist, right? If it doesn't twist right away, just let it cool down, right? No rush. But if you can get it twisting and get it to release from the pan easily, then definitely do that. Come on, baby. There we go.
Alicia says she'll eat the broken ones.
By all means, you know what I'm saying? I can even make them into cake pops for you. Nope. How about this one? You want to release? Nope. How about you? Do you want to release? Come on, baby. Do the thing. Yes. Well, slightly broken. Boom. Okay, so those ones have to just cool down because they are too soft. So again, I got these guys right here. I'm going to take my nice, slightly cooled chocolate ganache. Again, it only took a few minutes, but what you definitely get is it definitely thickened up. Okay, So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and give it a really liberal drizzling. Just over top. Right? Because again, when it comes to like things like this, what I will end up doing is I will be glazing it again. Just because I don't believe just putting one layer of ganache on is enough. But what's cool is that I put, for some of them, I did put quite a bit of extra batter into the mix. So now some of them actually have like buttonholes that are actually like, you can put stuff in them. Like you can actually fit sauce in.
Rory wants to know, do you always talk dirty to your food?
God, yes. Rory, if you don't talk dirty to your food, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know what we're doing with our lives. But look at that. Cream fraiche. All right. Then I'm just going to go ahead, fill a lot of those concavities in. Might as well fill that up because fuck it. You're just going to let these chill out and then they're going to gain a lot of extra chocolate. Okay. Boom, just like that. And then for the fun of it, I'm gonna just go ahead and use up these, what do you call it? These sprinkles that I found. You catching the train to Calgary? Yeah, get that red line. All right, so what do we got here? I got some unicorns. I got some stars. I'm going to go ahead and start with some unicorns. Okay. Just because my baby loves a good unicorn. All right, so I'm going to go with a couple of those. God. I have like the dumbest, like fattest hands. These are just, ugh. Yeah.
Looks like lava cake, says Andy.
Yeah, essentially it could be lava cake. Because again, they do have centers. Like they do have like a center that did bake over, and you can actually fill it with extra like ganache or caramel sauce or anything like that, which would be hilarious. So I think that's actually a good idea. Because you could just do overstuffed donuts or overfilled. I am using unicorns. You want a unicorn?
Yeah.
I'll give you a unicorn, sure. Here. Come here. There we go. Try that. Yeah. All right, so we got those, and then I'm going to use these confetti sprinkles as well. Okay.
Hey, the Batman's here.
Batman! What's good, dude? Oh, thanks so much for the heart me, bro. Good to see ya. Hope you're having a really, really great Friday. Hope your weekend coming up is looking bright, looking awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and give these just a quick hit on the sprinkles. There we go. All right. And there we have chocolate cake donuts. Yeah, so as what's awesome is, again, you got these puddles right here, right? You know what? Making lasagna and salad and garlic toast. Ooh, yes. Hell yeah. Are you doing a meat lasagna, or are you just doing like a nice bechamel and pasta? Sapporo, yeah, dude. And again, it's a really, for the most part, it's a very cheap overall meal. And allows you to kind of have it a few times, right? Because the broth really takes no, you can just keep adding water, spice it down, and all that good stuff. So it really doesn't take much. Okay, I'm just like pouring a little bit of like the caramel into the booty holes just so it just holds it. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry. Into the booty holes?
Yeah, you heard me. Okay, so what I added was like just caramel sauce, just because I was saying it and I had it in front of me. Hey, Smoo! Thank you so much, bro. You matter as well. I appreciate you for always rolling by, bringing that huge positivity, dude. It's really appreciated. Yes, these are chocolate. These are chocolate cake donuts. So they're just double chocolate cake mix It's and I cooked them in the donut pans, which is awesome. Oh man, we're almost at 30,000 likes. Hey, right on, guys. Thank you so much. If you guys keep spamming it, we can probably get hit 30 by the time of this live finishes. But yeah, it's the double fudge or the double chocolate cake mix. It's I put was it Lindt chocolate ganache that I made with the leftover Lindt chocolates and a little bit of chocolate chips, glaze on top. And then I just kind of just put some sprinkles, and I also filled up the ones that had like the buttonhole, buttonhole, right? It kind of cooked over, so it created a little cup. Just filled it with ganache and caramel, so it's just super dank. So when it cools down, it'll be really fudgy, right? Yeah, that's a really nice ganache. That's not too bad. Buttonhole. Yeah, dude. Awesome. But yeah, so I think I got another about 10 minutes or so. I got everything done on time this time. Damn. But yeah, I'm going to keep going until about 6:30. Then I'm going to peace out. So if you guys got any other questions, comments, anything like that, by all means, hit me in the comments section below. I'd love to answer any of your questions. What has everyone got planned for the weekend, by the way? I hope it's going to be active, fun, family-filled, you know what I'm saying? And the weather here in Calgary is like, at least it's like starting to hit that crest where we're starting to get really great weather. Today's been a hella windy, but at the same time, like, I ain't complaining. You're going to the Keg for a dinner shortly. Ooh. Yo, go get yourself a porterhouse, you know what I'm saying, with that stuffed potato.
Review the spices you put in the soup for Bailey.
Oh, okay, so Bailey, the spices in the thing. So basically I had 3 liters of just water on the boil, but not a super hard boil, just enough to bring it so it's like, Vladimir Putin, I'm doing well. How are you, bro? So the spices that I had in there, it's the 3 liters of water. I had 2 cinnamon sticks, about a tablespoon and a half of coriander seed, about the same amount in fennel seed. It does ask for star anise and whole cloves. Instead, I used roughly about a tablespoon of Chinese 5-spice as my hack, just because it has those ingredients. Then it's half an onion sliced into quarters, okay? And about, I'm gonna say like about this much garlic, right? Sliced in half, right? Or sliced lengthwise and then into 3, so 6 pieces.
That's not garlic.
That's not garlic, the ginger. God, I just can't think. So ginger, put into a broiler at 500 to give it a really hard char, like really hard, what do you call it, grill or a char to get some color and really distinguish a lot of that flavor, right? Disguised, yes it is, nail polish sir. Yes, and then you're just going to char it. You're going to then throw it into your pot, let that simmer. For the broth that's in there, I use powdered broth, so it's a mixture of like a 2-to-1 ratio of beef broth to mushroom stock broth. But if you don't have mushroom stock broth, just use beef broth. So you can go 3 tablespoons of beef broth. So it's about a tablespoon per liter of water, and that should be pretty good. Am I LGBT? Yes, I would assume.
You're bi, yes.
Yeah, like I'm bisexual, so yes.
and your pronouns, you don't care.
Yeah, I don't have necessary pronouns. That's pretty much it. So then for the meat, all I did was in a pan without seasoning like the steak or the pork. I just gave them a really, really hard sear. Right? Because again, that char mark is extremely important to really emphasize a lot of that flavor that you're building into your soup as you as you pile in on that. Hey, Disguise, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Your pronouns are feed you, hey. You know what I'm saying? Get them plates out, baby. All right. And that's pretty much it. So it really, when it comes down to, and also if you're going to do any pho, again, I highly recommend in pre-blanching your noodles, always. You don't have to cook it all the way till it's like fall apart soft. But what you should be doing, who's in the background? It's my little girl. My little baby Rosie. But what you should be doing is getting it so that when you do give it a part blanche and you cool it down, it has this great elasticity, right? It's not the softest thing, but when you hit it in the broth in the bowl, it will then bring it up to temperature and really pretty much soften it and all that stuff. Iron Maiden, what's good, dude? Welcome to the live. It's good to see you again, brother. How are you?
You're at 30K. Bailey says you've given them the confidence to attempt to try it again.
Damn, right on, Bailey. Yo, definitely do it. If you have any more questions, please make sure if anyone's in here, hit the follow button. If you have any questions, and who is in the background as well. If you hear voices, that's my wife, Shannon. If you guys have any questions or you have any questions in terms of the recipe or anything like that or execution, please hit the follow button and then give me a DM. I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have regarding any recipe, okay? If you use OXO cubes, would one beef, one mushroom be okay? Absolutely. But remember, I don't actually know the ratio of a bouillon cube to water. So if it's 1 liter of water to 1 bouillon cube, I'd recommend, just go with 2 liters, 1 and 1. But at the same time, if you want extra, I highly recommend just go 3 liters straight up, and then just go 2 beef, 1 mushroom. Good to go. Hey, hey, I'm the lucky one, all right? Shannon, God. All right, so make me blush. Support, hey, I appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much for being here. I love trying to answer as many questions as humanly possible for you guys. It really makes my day. Because again, as long as you guys can get the information that you need, because what I found with a lot of the cooking lives is just accessibility. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them have so many followers that you can't even get a question in. And that's always, to me, that's always a tough thing, especially when you want to learn. Amazing. Yeah. Can I eat a donut? Well, I haven't had my dinner yet, but yes, I'll eat this broken one. Oh my Lord.
Don't hurt yourself.
God damn, yo, hey. Look at that. That's fire.
And then can we have one for a tiny person? Because she wants a donut.
Whoa. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're still way too soft, but that's amazing.
Linguine pasta?
What's that? What's that about linguine?
I don't know if Vinny means in pho.
To be honest with you, I think linguine pasta would be too dense. But I mean, if you really, that's all you have, then 100%. Like, you know what I mean? Just make sure that it's cooked all the way that it was disguised. It was amazing. It is like, it's hella soft, super, like almost like a Black Forest cake texture. But I think once it cools down, it'll actually form a little bit better. But yeah, for the linguine, I would say make sure that it's cooked all the way rather than al dente. So you get a much better mouthfeel when you do chew into it. Better than Tim Hortons? Yeah. I found the Tim Hortons chocolate donut to be really dense. Or maybe that's just me. I mean, it's not that it's not good. It's just that it's very super cakey. This one, just because it is a chocolate cake recipe, it has more of a lightness to it. Like it's much spongier. I think Shannon will have one after she finishes her soup. That's for damn sure. She'll probably knock down like 1 or 2 of those easy. But actually what I'm going to do though is I'm going to give one of these to my little lady. Just cause. Boom. Because she had dinner earlier, so let's give her a small spoon. How about that? All right. Bubba, you want some donut?
Donut.
Yeah.
Donut.
Okay. Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna have several. You know for a fact. These lives work better than their medication. Damn. Oh, that's funny. Disguised, yeah, you know, we try to be out here. Some days harder than others. You know how it is. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think, it for today. Again, I don't think I'm going to be filming on Sunday with the crew, so I will be doing probably a live maybe around the same time, 4 or 5 o'clock Mountain Time. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, comments, anything like that, hit me in the DMs after this live. And again, if anyone here is new, don't forget to hit that follow button for more updates or anything that comes up in the future on this for these lives as well. What I try to do every single live, I haven't done it in the last couple of days, unfortunately, but I will tonight, is that after every one of these lives, please, I will be posting all the video and up-close footage of these. Would I take man meat to save your family's life? I am bisexual, so yes.
I don't.
They came in way late. This is hilarious. But yeah, I do post pictures and video of all the final creations that I do. Hello, my name is Burger. What do you call it? Yeah, I post all the video and content of the stuff that I have. So you're good. Of all the food that I do on all my lives, as well as if you guys want to get access to my YouTube page for a replay of any of the lives, I can go ahead and send you the link for that as well. Innocent, is this a tarot card reading? No, it is not, but there is several other people on TikTok that are doing it currently. But yeah, but with that, you like watching people get mad? Yeah, it's kind of weird, especially with like the hyper hetero types. But it's all good, dude. I appreciate you for being here. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to get cleaned up, all that good stuff. So I will see you all on the next live on Sunday. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. I hope it's awesome. The weather's amazing. And I will see you then, okay? Take care. Have a great evening.